All right. So today, you can sit down here, chair here. Today, we're going to talk about this McCulloch 161 crankshaft on how to properly measure the bearings and the seals and what you need to write down to get your measurements, what measurements you need to take on your bearings and what measurements you need to take on your seals to get the proper seals and bearings for your small engine. Okay, we'll start with the seal right here. So the seal right here would be on your clutch side. What you do is you measure your ID from here to here, or excuse me, or OD from here to here. There we go. 1 inch, 125 thousandths, OD. Get you a book, little notebook. This is the one I use. A little notebook here, and each saw, like you can see the notes I've taken on each one of these saws. You can write down what bearings, seals. Anyways, this is a 161 McCulloch. So we write down OD, 125 thousandths. Next, you want to check your ID. You check your ID here, and in your crankshaft, 750 thousandths, which is 3/4 of an inch. So you write down ID, 750 thousandths. The last measurement you want to take is your thickness. This is important because when you're stacking things out, you want to make sure you don't have too big of a seal, too big of a bearing, which sometimes you can get a bearing or a seal that is the right ID and OD, but they're too thick, and it could cause you to have it could put a side load on your crankshaft. This one's 195 thousandths thick. So take it, write it in our book. $195 thousandths thick. Okay. That completes this side. That seal. Do the exact same thing on your flywheel side. On the flywheel side, measure it. Get to where you guys can see me. Okay. There we go. There we go. Get on there good. This one's 1 inch, 191 thousandths. Okay. Write it in your book. Measure your crank side. Put the crankshaft down here so we can get a measurement. $667 thousandths. Okay. Write it down in your book. And the last piece, as always, check your, it's very important, check your thickness. The seal is 238 thousandths thick. See, guys. All right. 2 inch, 238 thousandths thick. All right. Write it down in your book. There's that one more time. $238. It doesn't hurt to do stuff and to double check your work. I mean, I make quite a bit of mistakes. Like the side of this bearings, 620 thousandths. Four 71 thick. One inch OD. That bearing. One inch OD on this bearing. Okay. Then ID. Always check your crankshaft. Okay, back on your crankshaft. So back here, back down on here. Back on the crankshaft. 3/4 of an inch. Back on the crankshaft, 3/4 of an inch thick. Excuse me. ID. Becomes very, very handy when you're trying to, if you have to put a saw down for a little bit to wait on parts, not having to memorize things. Also, too, if you go to build more than one and you get another model in that has the same numbers, you already got all the measurements and stuff you need as far as what seals and bearings you need in it. So, handy tools to have. Good pair of calipers. Notebook, pen. I hope everyone's enjoying their night. Talk to y'all later.